Man, I love that smell, bro. That fresh morning air. I don't know if it's the grass. I don't know if it's the wind. I don't know if it's the shine, but it just smells so good in the morning. I don't know how else to say that. Like, boom, baby, boom. Rise and shine. Get that shine. Grab it, baby. The sun's shining on all of us. Just grab it. Get some, get some, get some of that good energy and put it in your heart, put it in your morning. And let's get this shine on this morning. My title is Shining Without Lying. Yesterday was quite an eye-opening experience, and it turns out that a lot of us would much rather control than grow. And yesterday, I lasted about 5 minutes on the job, and I quit because the dude had a bad attitude. And turns out all my work went for free. I kind of wasted my time, my back, my energy with people that wanted to control me. See, I own my own business, been owning it for 10 years, doing things my own way. This guy's been owning his own business. Very particular dude, anal, strung tight, short guy. Like, I'm 5'7", and he was a couple inches shorter than me. And I don't know if his chip on his shoulder was bigger than mine, but dude was just being a dick. Like, I had my breakfast still in my mouth. And I walked in to put my box down, and he immediately grabbed my box and put it on the ground underneath the table. Instead of letting me just leave my stuff on the table and talking to me like a human being, he started on with his speech and his fears. And I was just like, whoa, bro, I'm not an employee. I came here for a partnership. And he went, oh, it tried to shut me up. And I said, obviously, this isn't going to work between us. He said, yep. Went to go shake my hand, walked away from the little man, and moved forward. And that's not a lie. Part of the lie was he needed a slave. He needed somebody that he can control. He needed somebody that he could just point and shoot and tell what to do instead of educate, teach, and motivate. And that's where the lie is. You know what I'm saying? Good morning. The lie is that we think that we have some kind of control. There's a lie inside of our heads that we, under the guise, I guess, of the safety of our world, you know what I mean? Like, how we shape our lives, right, comes into our reality, right? Like, when if I'm not up this morning at this time, it's not real. And if I want to live in a lie, that's not real either. And a lot of us will just rather have a fake life, right? We'd much rather just stay into the lie than to find our own reality. And I find that's a very dangerous position to be in. That's a very dangerous chess move to make, because there's so much inside of us that we can take for reality and a dream. And I'm a big believer of making my dreams into a reality. But I'm also a big believer in making the adjustments so that they become a reality. It's not enough to just, I don't know, find somebody on Fiverr to come save your day. I gotta work too. I gotta be able to put some work inside of myself, like this morning getting up early, because I got up yesterday early, and now my system's on early. I didn't even have the alarm, and boom, 7 a.m., boom. Your boy Saint's like, you know what? Let me get into this. Let me get into this morning motivation without the mota and just give it to the people clear. Part of the thing is, I don't want to be dependent on anything. I'm really independent person. And in my anarchy, showing off the shirt, symbol should be back there somewhere, straight out of Vegas, baby, LVOG. You know what I'm saying? Get some. And when you're getting some, and you're getting it realistically, you kind of have to start coming to some truths in yourself. You got to come to some truths. I don't know if this guy came to some truths, or I know it wasn't pitched to him properly or whatever, but his reality wasn't my reality, And I'm finding that, especially like in relationships, we live in a different reality, The schism has shaken, Most of us, we figured it out. I'm looking at all the OnlyFans girls. I'm doing a lot of Only merch, tits on shirts, butts on shirts. And last night I'm watching the video, and the kid was going to middle school, and all the little middle school kids got together and bought pictures of his mom's OnlyFans account. One of them snuck his dad's credit card. It don't matter. I did the same thing when I was a kid. But now the photos are leaked all over the school, and every time that kid's around or in the bathroom, these kids are making fun of him, and now he wants to be suicidal because his mama's got her ass out for the world to see. And instead of protecting him, she's protecting her. Or she's only paying herself. Or I don't understand it. It's the selfishness there. It's I don't want to get up and get a real job. Oh my God, look at this. Butterflies were fighting all over these flowers. It was gorgeous. I think it kind of scared them away. But this whole thing had nothing but a bunch of monarch butterflies inside of orange. It was gorgeous. But what's not gorgeous is doing the lazy. You know what I mean? At least I showed up to get to go to work. You know what I mean? If all I have to do is bend over a chair and take a photo, then that's where I'm at. And there's a lot of good moms out there, but they're pulling some shady shit. They think by making some quick money, or like that other dude trying to enslave me, that they were getting ahead. Instead of finding a real job or a partner, they want to suppress things. There's a lot of people that want to do that out there. Instead of hiring people and bringing them on for profit sharing and growth, they'd much rather just pay someone $10 an hour, take advantage of their time, effort, and back, and steal from other people. You know what I mean? The perception isn't real. You know what I mean? Like, you really think you're getting up on one, folks, when people stop trusting you as much. I think about that. You've done broken trust with your son. I don't know how much that's worth to you, but to me, it's worth everything. To be able to go into school and just get an education and a proper upbringing, instead of having everyone act a fool and constantly show me pictures of my mom's vagina. And that's scary, bro. That's our reality. All of us are living in some kind of fake reality. What is in the middle of this whole thing here? I gotta go get it. Plastic pocket challenge, bro. Plastic pocket challenge. I'm like, this whole thing's clear of nothing, and this is out here. Some little paper. I'll pick it up and throw it away. And that's it. Are we equal in our giving as we are in our taking? Do you know what I mean? Like, are we the type of people that give as much as we take? Are we the type of people that put out the energy instead of the fake? There's so many people that want to be like, well, shoo, I pay my bills because I woke up to a bunch of money. And just like pornography, you're basically exchanging your light, your shine, your virtues for a profit. And anytime you cash yourself in, right, you basically are cashing yourself out. And that's a very difficult subject for all of us. It's like, I wanted to get into the workforce. I wanted to do some work. And the other guy wanted some slavery. He wanted some control. And I was just like, bro, all you had to do was be chill. Point at this, point at that, see if everybody gets along. Man, we couldn't even make it 5 minutes. You're starting off the morning wrong, trying to chew people out and set down the law and try to be daddy. Like, I already have a father. And I'm supposed to be a father. I don't need somebody else to be my father. What I need is my own equipment. What I need is my own workspace. It's something that I did before, very brave, but I didn't have enough money for. That's the truth of it. And the truth shall set you free, If you're making money on a skanky way, but you did it, I made a G today, but you did it in a sleazy way. Thank you, Tupac. Not all money is good money, My ex used to bitch about her ex-husband doing gambling things, And I'm like, well, why'd you marry him? How come me and you didn't make it? Oh, because he got us a house and he took it seriously. And I was like, shit, I can buy a house legally without having to do any gambling, without having to do any illegal activity to make it work. But that wasn't enough For some people, they just want to see the cash. Give me the cash now. Put the cash in the bag. All right? But I'm living in the new world. Or I'm old school, one or the other, where I just want to earn it. I'm not going to save myself to millionaire-dom. The guy keeps saying it. You're not saving yourself from it. There's always going to be a tragedy. There's always going to be something to spend it on. But investing, buying myself a couple little bit of I bonds, buying myself a couple bit of stocks, grabbing them where everything's low. I want a home. Guess what? The market just bottomed. Literally. Oh, see what I'm saying? See what I'm saying? Oh, it's beautiful. Do you see that? You see it? Was it coming back? No? So many beautiful monarchs this morning. Wait. If I come over here, I bet you. No, it's not in there. I swear. There's Plastic Pocket Challenge. And that's where it's at. I think we're very under the guise, kind of like me smoking weed. It just makes me feel comfortable. And I told you how addictive comfortable is. And to make myself feel sedated and everything's okay. Oh, the whole world's dying around me. That's okay. I'm high on heroin. I can't feel a thing. It's that. It's that thing that as long as we perceive everything to be okay, it's going to be okay. And instead of working it out, what's your plan of attack? What's your strategy here? And implement a strategy. Does anybody have written goals? Does anybody else out there I want to lose weight? A lot of us say those things, but we don't have any plan of action. We legit have no plan. And oh yeah, you want to lose weight by when? Huh? Yeah, how much weight do you want to lose? Yeah, bro, you're not being very specific on your goal, so therefore I don't believe you're going to attain them. You're like, you hurt my feelings, you said something mean. I'm like, no, I'm just being realistic to you. If you want to have something out of your life, right? If you want something to change, you're going to have to change something. And that's tough for most people. Something's got to change, and it's got to be me. That's the perception. Most of us want somebody to show up for our jobs and just know what to do and just get along, but we don't want to educate people. We don't want to have any training period. We want to talk more about the rules than the training. How many of us are like that? Instead of really wanting to educate people, we just want them to show up and pull in their hours. That's why there's a mass exodus. They call it is it quiet canceling or the quiet quitting? People are quietly quitting. They don't want to be around something that they don't going to participate in years, that they're going to wake up in 2 years and you just snorted their time, but nothing is given and they just basically paid some bills. People are hip to it, especially young people. They're seeing the history of evolution. As we switch to the 21st century, most of these things, especially like robots, are now mixing. They can do things with their hands, mixing bowls and cleaning dishes and picking up trash and vacuuming. That little iRobot going around the ground. Now, you don't have to get up and do your laundry. Believe it or not, your washer and dryer is a robot too. The hours unlocked. I remember the first woman was a woman inventor for the dishwasher. She needed the hot pressure to push it up, but it worked. And it released hours of freedom. And in our hours of freedom, we filled it with laziness. Now that we don't have to do the laundry, what are we going to do with that time? And most people did more leisure. They just said, I want to be lazy. I just want to relax, man. I don't want to have to challenge myself to do something with the spare time. And then we run out of time. Every day's going by faster. The world's spinning faster. And our world, our planet. And we have yet to do anything with that new time. We've been graced with a whole new day. Here you go. It's a blessing. Hey. I'm blessed to be alive. I love my life. I'm loving my life. Being able to feel my heartbeat and my skin sweat and the sun on my eyes. It's part of it. It's part of it. I'm learning that I have to get that real sunlight on my eyeballs to get me to wake up. Part of my circadian rhythm and your circadian rhythm. We're all human. Everyone has to get some amount of sleep. Now, they might say, oh, I'm like Kobe, I only need about 4 hours of sleep. Well, that guy's really driven and he died young, unfortunately, with his daughter in a helicopter crash. But I mean, it's almost like he knew he was going to die because he put the time in, almost like Tupac dying in his mid-20s. He knew he had to get some albums out. Every time he's up in there, it's less of a smoke session and more of a rap session. And that's where I'm at. You know, I'm in the rap where I'm in the world where I want the dreams that are in my head to become a reality. And I don't want to just wish them so. I got to work it so. I got to work it so that way it does come alive. It does become a reality. It doesn't just stay in my head. Your dreams don't need to die around you the day that you die. Everybody's switched up. It's not your mom and your daughter crying over your bed anymore. It's your dreams. They're like, we could have been something. You know, with this life spirit that we all have, we could do something with it. We can earn a new future. But no, most people just want people to just show up and do what they're told. And, you know, you're going to have to adjust. Straight up. You're going to have to adjust. Moms, single moms, you're going to have to adjust, man. You're going to have to find a different way of earning income. You got to show your children that you're not afraid to do the work. That you're not afraid to keep your dignity over your profits. And most people ain't got them. They think they win. And it's like, just show me the bag. And I'm like, let me show you your son face when he's being bombarded by the kids in the fucking in middle school in the bathrooms. You know, like, it's sad. They'll shut down the whole thing for the Nicky sticks, the nicotine pens that all these kids are addicted to nicotine now. Oh, where you guys at? Let me show up, bro. Let me hit that. Let me hit that. Let me hit that. It's like, man, that's why they shut down the what are those pins? The jewel pins. Federal law. Boom. Everybody, you can't have none. Okay, cool. You know, because of children. And it's like, we go our whole lives to become not a child into an adult. And now that you're an adult, you can make a child. And instead of being an adult and raising a child, you're in there winging it. You're in there putting time in your YouTubes or your Netflix instead of raising the kids. We're in the thing where our time is spent on phones. Actually, I see more kids in diapers on phones than anything. Give me my dopamine. And we're not weaning them off dopamine. We're like, yes, let me give you instant gratification. Let me show you what instant gratification looks like, feels like, and tastes like, because that's the world we live in. We live in a world where we're constantly bombarded by dopamine. We become addicted to this most addicted substance. It's so weird that a piece of plastic and glass can be so addictive. We hold our phones more than we hold hands. It's scary, but it's true. And it's like, if we want reality, we have to become realistic. It's very, very hard for some people because they really rather live in Hollywood land. It's almost Christmas. Everybody and their mom is about to go spend money they don't have to dress up somebody that they're not like. You know, yeah, I'm Captain Sparrow. No, you're not. You're John. And John needs to get a job. You know what I'm saying? John needs to get a goal. John needs to have a future that's worthy of his attention. And that's just something I want everyone to have. I want them to have a bright light inside of them. I want them to have some shine, you know? And then something that they can chase after and something that they could put those 10,000 hours of expertise into. It's a thing, you know, no one else was around doing the thing. And now you're the expert. Whoever puts in that much energy can become an expert. You can be a pro and not a hoe. Imagine that. Imagine that you don't have to do the weak work. You know what I'm saying? You can do that strong work. You can put energy into to make yourself stronger. I mean, I don't want anybody putting more energy into their strengths because they already have. I'm talking about putting energy into their weaknesses. Most people don't want to do that. Yeah, I'm already good at spreadsheets. Let's stick with that. Well, are you good with words? You know what I mean? Are you good with accountability? Right? Do you show up on time? I don't know. It's you. You know, you are the one that's watching. And maybe you're not watching. Maybe you're watching so much goddamn Netflix and entertainment that we haven't watched it. You know, the Fitbit's amazing. It says the best thing that Apple ever invented. Over the Macintosh, over everything. Flying over, right? flying over me. There you go. And now we know about ourselves, but I don't know the way that it is, and their actions are the way that it is. It's a very deep science, and I don't expect you to go to college for 6 years and get a degree like me, but I do expect you to learn yourself. To thy own self be true. Thank you, Mr. Butterfly. Thank you. 2 butterflies chasing each other. Aw, get them. I hope they get each other. I hope we get each other. I hope that we get it. Instead of trying to dominate someone else, guilty. Not putting in the effort, guilty. Trying to find a shortcut, guilty. How many of us have done that? Where it's just like, let me just do OnlyFans. I'm bored at home. I'm a single mom. I've already blown out the dad. I don't have anybody to entertain me. I don't need a man. Yeah, you got a sperm donor. You got somebody to give you kids and a home, but you forgot the partnership. It's more than anything. It's our friendships. It's these relationships that we develop with each other. Say, hey, man, because of you, I'm a better person. Because of you and your energy. Are these mushrooms again? Oh, shit. Somebody's already picking up the mushrooms. The little mushies. Yeah. We got mushrooms, y'all. There's another one. Straight from the earth to get our minds to get right. And that's something I'm going to start doing. I'll get on the show and I'll label it. But microdosing, being able to adjust these inner spirits inside of us. I mean, we're so convoluted. We're covered in dopamine. We're covered in stress. We're covered in anxiety. We're covered in worried and fear. And I believe that this plant will help. I believe that this plant on this earth is here for us to do those things, for us to be able to be free from our lives and free from everything. So that's the world that I live in. I live in a free world where I can free my mind and not live in fear and not live under the disguise of bullshit, but actually pick up my shit and look at it and examine it. Most people don't want to do that, right? They just want to take a shit or let their dogs take a shit or whatever it takes. I'm of the belief that we got to be responsible for our shit. We got to go pick it up or something, because I'm at the dog park and this chick just didn't pick it up. But, that's our responsibility. Yeah, it's dog shit. And no, you don't want to touch some hot, steamy pile of shit from your dog's ass, but neither do I. And if you love that animal so much, then you will deal with that shit. And that's what we got to do. We got to start dealing with that shit. You want to do naughty shit on OnlyFans? You need to start developing relationships with your kids. I remember I was watching the show Fresh and Fit, and the girl was in the middle of it, and she was a full porn star. And they were arguing back and forth about what her sons were like, because every girl, want to be a bad bitch. And then you go, well, would you want your son to date you? No, seriously, would you want your son to date someone that was money grubbing and hoeing around and in the nightclubs and sleeping with all the athletes and rappers? Of course she said no. But that's not the life she's living. She's living a lie where she's like, no, I don't see it that way. I don't see my kids finding out and being embarrassed. And she could tell it hurt her pride. She was trying to stick up the ego and act like it didn't faze her, but she knew, and we all knew deep inside, that it affects us. We don't want our kids to have more problems than life has already presented, and we don't want to be the problem for our children. We need to be the solution, and that's the thing that's got to change. We actually have to put an effort and go, yeah, I'm going to teach my kids how to fish. I'm going to teach my kids how to fitness. I'm going to teach my kids how to wake up. I'm going to teach my kids how to do the dishes. I'm going to teach my kids how to mow the lawn. I'm going to teach my kids how not to be lazy, okay? I'm going to teach them the worth of getting up early and feeling that shine and getting outside and moving my body around and getting the joints going. You feel me on that? That's what it's all about for me, is getting things going and making it happen instead of, oh, let me do it sleazy. Let me do it lazy. Let me do it undercover. That shit don't work, man. The sun shines on all of us evenly, and we got to come real with it. Get real with ourselves and say, okay, so you know yourself well. You know when your ass is being lazy. You know when your ass is being sedated. You know when you're not giving your full effort. And that's where I'm at with this. I want people to give full effort. I wanted them to be able to rise and shine. And that's something that not always people says. The reason I'm saying it this morning is my rise and shine moment this morning was a girl bent over a computer desk showing me all her JJ and thong and ass. It's going up and down for a couple seconds, and I was like, she had rise and shine. And I'm like, that's my saying. But I got to actually go up and walk in the morning and sweat and, explain and do this show. I got to put in my 30 minutes. You put in less than 30 seconds just sharing your ass. And yeah, you're getting a lot of follows and you're getting a lot of thirsty dudes, but there's no connection. I'm sure it's your man doing it or maybe just a camera, but no one's holding our hands. You know what I mean? We've forgotten how to be more affectionate. We've forgotten how to be more connected. We find every which way to be disconnected and detached from each other, and that's what's happening. And I don't want it to happen anymore. I wanted a reality to happen, one that isn't fake on Netflix, but one that's real in our lives. And that's what matters, the realness in our lives. And I wanted your life to be real for you. I wanted your dreams to be real for you, and I wanted your actions to turn into reality. So be that person. Do the type of work that it takes to be a solid individual. You might have to go get an education. Like you keep talking about, these girls just end up on the yacht, about to lose your virtue. There's nothing for free. You might think that because you're 20 and you're cute and you're in a bikini and you're with all your friends, till they take everybody's cell phone, make them sign non-disclosure agreements, and then all the girls are naked on doing things they might not necessarily want to do, and don't have the power to get off the boat because they don't have their own boat. It's like a powerless situation. Like, oh yeah, I got it for free. It's like Hansel and Gretel. Oh, look at all the candy. It's free. Look at this house. This whole house is covered in candy, right? Till there's a little old lady that's measuring your fingers and seeing how you are so she can eat you later. I don't want you to get eaten. I don't want anything cannibalistic to happen to you. I don't want anything animalistic to happen to you. I want you to happen to you. And that's the most important thing I think that could happen is lessons are happening to us. They're waking us up and giving us a new reality and go, hey man, wake up. Kind of like slapping your face. Wake up. Your life is happening one day at a time, 1 hour at a time. And it's about time that you put in the time to make yourself a better person instead of trying to do that lazy shit, that fake shit, that unaccountability shit. No, dude. Radical accountability, radical responsibility, radical change in your behavior so you can end up being a better person. And that's what this is all about. It's about us rising to the occasion. It's about us saying, hey, these days are passing by fast. I better do something with my time and not just give it over to a corporation or a movie or an OnlyFans. Give yourself a chance to shine. Honestly, earn something. Go make a label. Go make a brand. Go make yourself, really and literally. And don't be afraid to do that thing. Be more afraid of what your consequences of doing the lazy thing. That's for real. So that shit caught up to me. It'll catch up to us all. Whatever we do in the dark will come out into the light. And that's your morning motivation time. If you got anything out of this, go like, share, and subscribe at saintsaddiction on Instagram, on websites. You already know what time it is. Just go sign up and or just like, follow, share, subscribe, man. Give this information to the person that needs it. You know what I mean? Like, there's got to be somebody out there that you're worried about and they're not living up to their full potential and they're doing shit shady and sleazy, and you want them to be shiny and bright. This is that moment for that. So on my heart from the start, it's your boy Marquis Saint, the Vegas original, baby, straight out of Vegas, LVOG. And if you want this shirt, you can order it from me. Every part of the proceeds, 22% goes to Saints Giving. It's all about giving, man. I don't need all this money. I'm not making all this money. I'm doing it so we can change the energy, so you can walk around with the message on your chest, so you can know that when you bought this shirt that you helped out. You don't just take something, you actually gave something. And that's what this is all about. So once again, on my heart from the start, your boy Marquis Saint. Peace and love. And as always, Chigathon. That means goodbye, but not forever and fiendish. And I will see you on the other side as soon as you like, share, and subscribe. Thank you for your time. Make sure you comment below. And as always, ciao. I'll see you. Keep shining. Bye, baby.